Welcome to London Property News Bulletin. Every week, we break down the key headlines and the wider news that could influence the market, keeping you informed and confident in your decisions. Here is what you need to know this week.
Andy Burnham puts property tax on the table. The Prime Minister in waiting has confirmed that income tax, VAT and national insurance are off limits, which leaves property squarely in the frame. Andy Burnham has consistently favoured replacing council tax and stamp duty with an annual land value tax, and Kensington and Chelsea's leader has already warned of a wealth exodus if London is asked to fund the difference. Nothing is law yet. But for owners of high-value homes, the direction of travel demands attention, not alarm. Structure now, before the detail lands. A £5 million golden visa back on the table? Westminster is debating a new investor visa, reportedly set at the £5 million level, with insiders putting the chance of it happening at 70%. The UK scrapped its last investor visa in 2022 and has spent 4 years watching internationally mobile wealth choose Milan, Dubai and Lisbon instead. If this lands, it reverses one of the biggest self-inflicted wounds to prime London demand in a decade. For international families who pause their London plans, the signal is worth watching closely. Gulf investors call the bottom. Knight Frank's head of super prime London sales says the market is offering the best buying opportunities in a decade, and Gulf buyers have noticed. Activity from the region has picked up markedly, despite broader market softness. Serious international money does not wait for headlines to turn positive. It moves when pricing is right and competition is thin. For domestic owners, this is the counter-signal to the gloom. The smart capital is buying, not selling. Gulf capital backs. The Bay on Hyde Park's doorstep. The National reports Gulf buyers targeting the Bay, the next phase of regeneration on Hyde Park's doorstep, with purchasers described as becoming custodians of a small piece of London's history. The pattern is familiar. Gulf families concentrate around the park in summer, and increasingly they are buying into regeneration stories rather than only trophy stock. Heritage, location, and a credible development story remain the three things international capital will always pay for in prime London. Mortgage approvals at a 2.5-year low. Bank of England data shows just 56,200 mortgage approvals in May, the lowest since December 2023, and down sharply from April. The rush to lock in rates has faded, and political uncertainty is doing the rest. Prime central London is less mortgage dependent than the wider market, but the effect is real. Fewer approvals means fewer chains, longer transactions and more negotiating power for cash buyers. For well-funded purchasers, a quiet lending market is an opportunity, not a warning. The freeholders' workaround on ground rent. A government consultation has opened on so-called quid pro quo leases, arrangements that could exempt freeholders from the incoming ground rent cap in exchange for other concessions. Campaigners warn the exemption risks neutering the reform and generating years of litigation. For leaseholders in prime London blocks, where ground rents and service charges are largest in cash terms, this is the detail to watch. Anyone extending a lease or negotiating with a freeholder this year should take advice before signing.
That wraps this week's London Property News Bulletin. Thank you for listening. If something caught your attention or you need support navigating the impact of the news, then please reach out to us. We're here to guide you. If this was useful, do pass it on to someone who also follows the market, and don't forget to subscribe to stay one step ahead.